The PSP was Sony's first handheld system in the PlayStation line of consoles. It was released in Japan in December of 2004 and for the rest of the world in 2005 for a price of $250. It competed directly with the Nintendo DS, but at the time, it was the most powerful portable console. Due to its advanced graphics, it became a popular mobile entertainment device. Not only could it play games, but it could also play back videos and movies. It could even connect directly to a PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3, and other PSP systems. One of the most unique features of the PSP console was its use of an optical disc format known as a Universal Media Disc, or UMD. The UMD became PSP primary storage medium since both games and movies have been released on the format. During its 10-year lifetime, it sold over 80 million units. It was eventually replaced by Sony's PlayStation Vita in 2011. Among its best-selling games, you will find Grand Theft Auto series, Monster Hunter Portable series, Ratchet & Clank Size Matters, God of War, Chains of Olympus, Crisis Core, Final Fantasy VII, and Daxter. In this tutorial, you will learn how to configure the PPSSPP emulator to get the best possible graphical enhancements and features for your game. But that's not all. You will also learn how to install some eye-popping HD texture packs like you see on the screen right now, so that you can give some of your favorite PSP games an impressive makeover. Are you ready? Let's do it. Greetings everyone, and welcome to Batocera Nation. So glad that you could join us. So as promised, today we're going to talk about PSP emulation. We're going to talk about how to set it all up, configure things around, spruce up the graphics, and finally we're also going to talk about how we can install some nifty and awesome HD texture packs. Trust me, you're going to love those. So a good place to start with all this is, of course, the wiki page for Batocera regarding PSP emulation. Talks about here about the history, but unfortunately it does not tell us the extension, the game extension that it will accept. Turns out it will accept these extensions: ISO, CISO, and PBP. Okay, among the three, this one here gives you the best file compression, and I would highly encourage you to go that route. Now then, if you don't know how to convert your game into a CISO format, then I highly recommend that you watch this tutorial on our channel. I will be providing links to this and to all these other pages that you see up here, okay? But this will give you a clear demonstration how you can convert your game into a CISO format, all right? And then going back over here, and then it talks about upscaling and enhancements, and I'm going to show you how to do that within the Batocera system. But then it also talks about these texture packs. And I gotta tell you, I didn't even know that these existed for PSP emulation. And I was blown away by what I saw. And these are absolutely wonderful. Especially if you've not seen them, you're going to be really impressed by this. So this gives you a description of how to do it. And I'm going to show you that in the video as well. But this is the website that you need to go. Again, I will be providing a direct link. And this will give you different games that you can download. HD texture packs. There's a bunch of them out there, okay? So for this tutorial, we're going to be looking at two examples. We're going to be looking at this one, the God of War, Chains of Olympus. We're going to change it to this edition. You can see there the graphics. Looks pretty good. Okay? And we're also going to be looking at, there's a bunch of these as well, Ace Combat. Okay? But we're going to focus on Ace Combat 10. Okay, let me just show you the default image right here and then the remastered image. You can see there's a lot more detail to the image right here. Look at this right here. Look at this right here. Look at that. Here, here. Look at this right here. Again, so much more detail. The plane itself also looks so much better as well. So All this is possible with a PSP emulator. So go ahead, for this one right here, you're going to have to download. You can download it right here. And when you download, it's going to ask you for a password. Okay, so go ahead and select that and copy. And I've downloaded it over here, everything already here. And so when I try to unzip it, it gives me this, all right? Enter password. So just go ahead and just paste it. And okay. And it will unzip everything for you, okay? So once you download all your texture packs, make sure you unzip everything. So it'll look like this. And then copy this, these two right here, or wherever you got. Copy them into a portable hard drive, thumb drive. You can create a folder called textures. And you can put your games right here and all your textures on this particular folder, all right? And all this we're going to copy into a Batocera system. And I'll show you where this goes into your Batocera system, so don't worry about that, all right? So I think we are ready. Again, go ahead and copy everything into a thumb drive or hard drive, or you can also copy it over your network. And let's load up Batocera, and let's get this baby up and running in no time. All right, so we're in Batocera. Let's go ahead and press F1 on the keyboard. And let's go to this folder. Here's where you need to copy your PSP games, okay? Right here. All right. Now, turns out that Batocera also has a standalone version of PPSSPP, okay? Here it is. Now, it turns out that since Batocera 31 and above, you really don't need to use this at all. Everything you need to use is already found in the emulation station menu within Batocera. So again, this is not really necessary unless you want to experiment with stuff. Let's go ahead and exit. All right, so go into Files, close Windows, and on your gamepad, press Start, Game Settings, Update Games List, yes. All right, and let's go to the PSP, and there it is. Okay, so here we are. I've got these games already scraped. Now we're going to test two games in particular for our tutorial. Number one, Ace Combat 10, and number two, God of War Chains of Olympus. Okay, first thing is first. Let's go ahead and test out this game in its default settings so you can get a glimpse of how everything looks in its default settings.
Maintain your present course. Do you see the enemy formation on your radar? Read you loud and clear. We're coming up on the enemy from behind, just like we planned. You can let the escorts go. Just make sure you take out all bombers.
We'll show them what we got. After all, we're really pilots. Isn't that right, Captain?
Excuse me, Griffith 2. Please use code names during the mission. Understood.
Jeez, this poor guy does everything by the book. Don't you think, Princess One?
What? Hold on a second. The city's being bombed. Unbelievable. There are no military facilities in that city.
All right, so you saw that. That's performance on default settings. And let's go ahead and spruce up the graphics. But first, let me go ahead and share with you my system specs, all right? So I go into System Settings and Information. You can see there I'm playing this on my ASRock 4800U mini computer, all right? So this computer can handle quite a bit. So press Select on your gamepad and then select Advanced System Options. All right, so for emulator, you've got two options. You got the libretto and you got the standalone version. I kind of happen to like the standalone version, and you can just go ahead and select auto, automatically will pick it for you, okay? Here's where you can really spruce up the graphics. Video resolution. You've got native resolution all the way up to 10x, okay, which is even greater than 4K. On this particular computer, I know that can handle quite well 4K. So I'm going to go ahead and select that. Frame skip. If you got a slower computer, you're struggling with some of your games, you can select this. 1 or 2 are probably the better options. 5 doesn't look all that good, but you may go that route as well. Here, you can also spruce up the graphics. Like you can have from 2x all the way to 5x. I'm going to go ahead and pick 2x. On this one, just leave it on auto. Okay, the best option I've seen. And here, you can also spruce up the graphics. Okay, from 2x all the way to 16x. Let's go ahead and pick 4x. You also have game cheats. Now, let's go ahead and try this again on 8x 4K resolution.
Maintain your present course. Do you see the enemy formation on your radar? Read you loud and clear. We're coming up on the enemy from behind, just like we planned. You can let the escorts go. Just make sure you take out all bombers.
We'll show them what we got. After all, we're alien pilots. Isn't that right, Captain?
Excuse me, Griffiths 2. Please use code names during the mission. Understood.
This new guy does everything by the book. Don't you think, Princess One? What? Hold on a second. Could be involved.
Unbelievable. There are no military facilities in that city. What are you doing? You shouldn't be wasting ordnance. Relax. We're just going to bomb some base in the sticks, right? There'll be more than enough ordnance left to finish the job. One bomber down.
All right, let's go ahead and go to God of War. Chains of Olympus, all right? On this particular game, I know it was a little slowed down in 4K resolution. So 7X is the best option for me for this particular game. So go ahead and press your A button, hold it down for a few seconds, and that will bring us to this right here. And then from there, you can go to Advanced Game Options. And from there, I can go ahead and pick 7X. And go ahead and select these as well. All right, now let's go ahead and try this game out. Now there is another way to create a custom game configuration file. In fact, when you're playing the game, press your hotkey in the A button and that will bring you up to the PPSSPP menu, okay? And from there, go ahead and select Create Game Configuration File, right? And then go into Game Settings. And from there, in Graphics, you can go ahead and select any options you want, okay? So this is set to 7X. Keep the If you want to keep the frame per second counter, you can select that to test things out. And then later on, you can take it out. And in terms of these settings here, in the graphic settings, okay, all the important settings are already found in the Batocera menu system, okay? So you really don't have to mess around with this unless you know what you're doing. So going to control mapping, and from here you can choose whatever you want to in terms of your gamepad settings, okay? So for example, the speed toggle, I kind of like that, especially some games that have cutscenes, and I want to fast forward all those cutscenes. So I'm going to select that on my gamepad, and it tells me which button I want. I want the bumper on my right hand side of my controller. All right, and we're going to go ahead and test that as well. But again, you can choose whatever you want, okay, from here. Now in terms of save state and load state, you got your hotkey plus the X button will be your save state automatically. And your hotkey plus your Y button will be the load state automatically. So you don't need to set that unless you want to do something else entirely different. Okay, and of course your hotkey plus your start button will be the exit. It will exit the emulator altogether without any problems. So let's go ahead and test out the speed toggle in this particular game.
Suffering for years. But for now,
so as you can see there, that worked really well. Okay, so again, you can do whatever you want to do within the game settings. Okay, and everything will be saved automatically because you've already created your custom configuration file. Now then, let's do the really fun advanced stuff. Let's go ahead and put some textures into this game. All right, so go ahead and load it up. Press the hotkey and the A button. Okay, go into game settings. Go into tools. Go into developer tools. Okay, and go ahead and click on this one, and go ahead and click on this one as well. Okay, after we save some textures from this game, then we can deselect this. Okay, but I'll show you that. So go ahead. This one has to stay on. All right. So let's go ahead and stop playing for a little bit, just a little bit, maybe a minute or two, and then I'll show you what you got to do next. All right. Once you play for a little bit, then go ahead, go back to the game settings, go back to tools, go back to developer tools, and go back down to the bottom, and you can deselect this. Okay, make sure this is on. All right, and now we can go ahead and exit the game altogether. All right, now go ahead and press escape F1. Go to my portable hard drive where I got them, PSP folder here, textures. Okay, so here I have God of War. This is the ID number. Go ahead and select that. Go to memory stick, PSP, and right there, textures, right there. Select it again, and this is everything we need to copy. Okay, so select all, copy, and go to share, go to saves, go to PSP, PSP again. So here we have a brand new folder, textures, right? This was created when we selected that feature in the developer tools, okay? Go in there. There's a God of War, Olympus. Select that. This here, that's the stuff that it's saved, okay? We can actually delete that. We don't need it no more. So go ahead and delete it. And here's where you copy and paste the new textures. So paste it right there. And there it is. Now we can try it out. Check this out. Close it. And let's select the game again. This is impressive. Now then, suppose you want to change it back to the original format, okay? It's also quite simple to do that. Just go back in there. So once again, you press the hotkey and the A button, go to Game Settings, and then go back to Tools, and go to Developer Tools, and then go back to Replace Texture, deselect it, and then go back and continue. And that's how it's done. All right? All right, so let's go ahead now and try another one. Let's go back to Ace Combat 10. All right? Let's go ahead and load it up. Hotkey A button. Going to Create Game Config. Game Settings. Tools. Developer Tools. Save new textures. And continue. Play for a little bit and then exit the game. Alright, so I'll play a little bit. Let's go ahead and turn off the save texture. Game Settings. Tools. Developer Tools. And let's turn this thing off. We don't need it no more. And let's just get out of this altogether. Alright, so let's go ahead and copy the texture packs into the folder. So I'll go ahead and press Escape, F1 keyboard, and then let's go into my portable drive again. Okay, to my folder here. Let's go ahead and copy the content of this here. Select all, copy, go into my share folder, go into Saves, PSP, Textures, and we have two folders now. This is God of War, so it's this one. Got the new there, go ahead and delete it. Move to trash, yes, and go ahead and paste everything. All right, there it is. Now I can go and try it out. Close Windows. Let's try it out, see how it looks. You can see the fonts look so much better. Look at that. It looks amazing. Can't wait to try it out.
Maintain your present course. Do you see the enemy formation on your radar? Read you loud and clear. We're coming up on the enemy from behind, just like we planned. You can let the escorts go. Just make sure you take out all bombers.
We'll show them what we got. After all, we're really pilots. Isn't that right, Captain?
Excuse me, Griffiths 2. Please use code names during the mission. Understood.
This new guy does everything by the book. Don't you think, Princess One? What? Hold on a second. The city's being bombed.
Unbelievable. There are no military facilities in that city. What are you doing? You shouldn't be wasting ordnance. Relax. We're just going to bomb some base in the sticks, right? There'll be more than enough ordnance left to finish the job. The enemy! They snuck up from behind. What? Where the hell did they come from? One bomber down. Enemy plane shot down. What the hell is our escort?
Well then, that is a wrap. If you found this video useful, please go ahead and like it. That would really help me out with the YouTube algorithms. If this is your first time watching Batocera Nation, I highly encourage you to check out our website at batoceranation.com. I'll give you a great overview of what Batocera is all about and whether this is something you might want to use for your emulation needs. I've got more tutorials coming up. In fact, my next tutorial, I'm going to focus on Nintendo 64. And we're also going to try to look to see if we can also install some HD texture packs as well. All right, so that's our next tutorial. Thank you so much for watching Batocera Nation. I really appreciate your time. And I'll see you next time. Bye.